Good morning, happy Thursday. Here we are out here in the wild, and we see some scat left behind by a wild animal. It was a deer. It's so exciting. I love when I don't love when I see deer scat, but I love to think we have deer in the neighborhood because they're so beautiful. I mean, they're not really that sweet if you get too close to them and they got a baby, but you know, they're just doing their job. But anyway, I was so excited to text Miss Tommy last night and say, hey, there's deer scat in your yard. Don't lay down. Don't lay down. No, we ain't done. Come on. I had to have a conversation with Naomi about why deer scat looks like that. I said, well, because of what they eat. I mean, they eat like vegetation and fruits because they're eating pears off that tree. That's why it was over there. And nuts and seeds and stuff. I don't know. Perhaps if that's all we ate. Probably not. That's probably not the case. But anyway, yeah, it's very exciting news to have a deer in the neighborhood, in the hood. Now, my dad's had them over at his house. And surprisingly, they've never come up to my house to eat my hostas. I'll be back, okay? Okay. Hi. I think it's still morning. Yeah, it's still morning. It's 20 till noon. So it's still good morning. I came to get some lunch from the fine Mexican establishment known as Cazadores. It's a Cazadores. And it's kind of a struggle when your Espanol is bad on a good day. It's real bad on a bad day. And you tell the person who is taking your order, whose English is not great. I mean, it was good. It just wasn't great. That you're allergic to dairy. And they're looking at you like you have 3 heads. And you're like, cheese. I'm allergic to cheese. Because sometimes dairy is too broad, you know? Because they'll say, oh, it doesn't have milk. And I'm like, sour cream, cheese, milk, all of them. All of them. Not lactose intolerant. I mean, I am lactose intolerant, but that's not the problem. I am allergic. If you don't want to see me breaking out in hives and sneezing and scratching and clawing and the roof of my mouth itching and my tongue starting to swell, please don't give me dairy, okay? And I'm trying to get that across to her. No cheese. No. Can't think of the word for cheese right now, but no cheese. And she says, oh, the beans. See, I always order the fajitas because the fajitas themselves don't come with cheese, right? So I feel safe with the fajitas order, okay? I feel safe with that. However, they always take a little cheese and sprinkle it on the beans. And I'm like, she says, oh, we put cheese on our beans. And I said, yes, no. No cheese on the beans. If you put cheese on the beans, I'm not going to be able to eat the beans. Because usually by the time I get back to the office, that cheese has spread across the top of the beans. And if I try to scoop it off, it just stirs it in. Yeah, so just no cheese. Because I would like to be able to eat the beans. Be the bean. Eat the bean, be the bean. I'm going to include a video of of what I discovered last night. But I would like to say that while she didn't do a great job on cleaning the dishes, I thanked her for doing the dishes because I didn't ask her to. She just did them, Naomi. And as a friend of mine said, you did good by not getting on to her, because sometimes when you're 10 years old and you're constantly corrected, it's not fun. This friend was constantly corrected by her mother. Constantly corrected. And sometimes you can correct too much. And I do believe that to be true. So I just said thank you. And then after they left, I put all those dishes back in the sink and I washed them. But she tried, and she did it on her own. So for that, I am thankful. And now I'm about to do a Yui and get back to the office and eat my Mexican, hopefully without cheese. I probably won't remember the word for cheese if you tell me, but go ahead and tell me what the word for cheese is. Maybe it'll, I don't know. You probably won't, but I'll try. I'll try to remember it. I mean, I did remember the word for zapatas. Zapatas? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but zapatas, because the one of the ladies in there had on really cute zapatas. Z-A-P-A-T-A. Zapata is a female shoe, I believe. A female's shoe, not a female shoe, because shoes don't really have genders. But yeah, they were cute, and I wanted to tell her that. I just didn't. I was just like, whatever, but your shoes are cute, you know. I was trying to impress, but I decided not to impress because I wasn't completely confident with my ability to tell her that her shoes were cute, because I might embarrass myself and insult her. So yeah, we'll just say, I'll just tell y'all she had cute shoes. Cute shoes. She had really cute shoes. Speaking of which, I was told when I went in a Payless one time that I was shopping in the wrong part of town because of my shoe size, that I needed to go to another part of town where the Hispanic people lived because they have smaller feet. What are you trying to say here? But I didn't know they all had tiny feet, but apparently that's a thing. I didn't know. Anyway, I'm back at work. Okay, bye. Sorry, ignore the way I look. I just had a bath, okay? But the girls came over, and Naomi wanted to make brownies, which I said was fine. And then she took the initiative to wash the dishes. And everybody has said, why don't you make her wash the dishes? And I didn't say anything to her. I said, thank you for washing the dishes. That's not supposed to be there. That's not supposed to be there. She's not real clear on the soap scrub thing. I mean, we're working on it, okay? We're working on it so we don't judge. We listen and we don't judge, okay? But that's why I still like to wash my own dishes. All right now. And the funny thing that happened today at work. Okay, so we're on a Zoom meeting. And Lisa and I share an office, which is quite funny since nobody else comes to the office when we do. It's just me and Lisa in this one small office. The rest of the office is empty, okay? But the guys come in on Monday and Wednesday, and anyway, we just have different days. So, we're on our Zoom meeting, and I'm wanting to tell Lisa something. And I hit mute, and Lisa was not on mute, okay? So I'm at my desk, which is approximately 5 feet behind her, adjacent to her. I'm a little to the side and back of her, and I'm going, hit mute, hit mute. And she nods her head, and I'm like, hit mute. But I could hear myself in my speaker, in my earbud over hers, right? And I was like, And she's just not paying attention to me at all because she's typing, even though she nodded at me. So I then write down on a piece of paper in giant letters, hit mute. And I got up and walked to her desk and laid it down. Desk. And laid it down. And she looked at it and started laughing. And then she hit mute. I was like, what is wrong with you? I've been back here whispering, hit mute, hit mute. She said, well, I wasn't sure what you were talking about. Okay, so none of us were talking to each other at this point because the owner of the company had hit mute and he was leaning back in his chair talking to somebody on the phone. He had one of the installers call him. So he was talking to him. Anyway, I was like, who did you think I was whispering to? I don't just randomly sit over here and whisper. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, honey. I mean, you had the dog, so I wasn't even talking to her because she brought Brooksy back today because her husband was in the mountains and she didn't want to leave Brooksy at home all day by herself since she's only 4 months old and she's still in the throes of potty training. She did really good 3 times today. She did really bad once, but that's fine. At least this time we saw it and was able to pick it up and flush it. Yeah, that one, yeah. But she did the rest on the potty pad, so she's doing good. But, yeah. Anywho, I was just like, hit mute. Why can't you hear me saying hit mute? Oh, I need to tell you something. But what I wanted to tell her was funny because when we all got on the Zoom call, you know, the cameras come up and the microphones come up, and I look over at Lisa, and all you can, it was really about here up on her. And I was like, Lisa, look at yourself. And she was like, what? I said, all we can see is from like here up. Like either adjust your desk, because we have those desks that raise and lower, or adjust your chair or something, because it looks like you're shrinking. I need you to do this. Yeah, raise it up a little bit because we can't see you. Anyway, that was what I wanted to tell her. So, but that's it for this one. I've got to go to the dog food store. Somebody is out of their dog food again, and she's out of her treats. So I timed it right this time to go get them all. But anyway, I hope y'all have had a great day. Remember, I love you. Jesus loves you. We hope he's coming back soon because people be crazy, and I'll talk to you on the next one, okay? Toodles!